This is the SteelSeries Nimbus Wireless Gaming Controller for Apple devices. And in this video, we're going to take a look at why I think it is the best controller you can get right now if you want to play games on your Apple TV, iPad, or iPhone. But first, did you know that people who subscribe to the channel by clicking on subscribe below are at least 10 times more likely to not miss new videos with unboxings, reviews, cool fanboy original products that you can download and 3D print at home yourself, and much, much more? Yeah, it's a fact. Look it up. All right, so the Nimbus Plus is the updated version of a very popular product that SteelSeries launched a little over 3 years ago, the Nimbus, which was their original controller designed specifically for Apple devices. The Nimbus very quickly became a very popular product, and it was available at the Apple Store and other online retailers. And for a long time, it was one of the few options you had if you wanted to use a controller to play games on your Apple TV, iPad, or iPhone. That is until Apple launched iOS 13, and with it the ability to pair your Bluetooth-enabled Xbox controller and your PS4 DualShock controller to your Apple devices. But I really do think that a controller that was designed specifically to work with those Apple devices makes a huge difference. And the Nimbus Plus builds on everything that was great about the original Nimbus and adds a ton of new features that really make this stand out, and I really think this is the best controller you can get right now for any Apple device. Let's talk about what those features are. For starters, they added clickable thumbsticks. The original Nimbus had pretty good thumbsticks, but they were not clickable. So if you wanted to play any games that required an L3 or R3 button press, you were out of luck. The Nimbus Plus adds that feature, and I really like the clicky sound that they make. It's pretty satisfying. Next, the triggers. SteelSeries upgraded the Nimbus Plus with Hall effect magnetic triggers, which I have absolutely no idea what that means. I imagine it has something to do with magnets. All I know is that they are really responsive, really smooth, and pretty quiet too. And you want your triggers to be quiet because you press them all the time and you don't want them to be loud like the clicky thumbsticks are. The D-pad. It's a cross-shaped D-pad that has a slightly concave surface, which actually makes it really easy for you to know exactly where you're touching on it without looking, and also to do diagonal clicks. So I actually prefer cross-shaped D-pads to disc-shaped D-pads. It may be a personal preference thing, but I think it works really well. Another great feature is the dedicated navigation buttons on top. There's an options button, a home button, and a menu button. You can use those in-game, and not all games support all the buttons, but they're also very handy when you're navigating the Apple TV interface, so you don't have to switch to the Apple TV remote. You can just continue to hold your controller and use that to navigate the interface of the Apple TV. On the top, you have 4 LED lights that actually serve a dual purpose. They show what player number you are if you have multiple controllers connected to your Apple device. And if you press the battery button on the back, it will actually give you the remaining battery life on the controller. On the back of the Nimbus Plus, you have the battery status button, the link button, which you use to pair the Nimbus Plus with whatever Apple device you're connecting it to, the 2 mounting points for your phone holder, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then one of my favorite things about the Nimbus Plus, the lightning charging port. You can use the same cable you use to charge your iPhone, same lightning cable, connected directly to the Nimbus Plus, and it will charge the battery for you. And speaking of batteries, the Nimbus Plus has a battery that SteelSeries says lasts for 50 hours of gameplay on one full charge. I haven't had a chance to play for that long yet since I got it, but for the last week and a half I've been spending a lot of time playing games on my Apple TV. Games like Oceanhorn 2, Play Dead Inside, which is an awesome game made by the same guys who made Limbo, a very popular iOS game a few years ago. Rio Racing, Sonic Racing, Hot Lava. I've been spending a lot of time playing on my Apple TV, and the battery still has at least 50% capacity. Now let's talk about the ergonomics. The shape of the Nimbus Plus is very similar to the shape of the Xbox controller, but it uses the PS4 button layout where the 2 thumbsticks are close together on the bottom there. I personally prefer the Xbox button layout with the left thumbstick where the D-pad is on the Nimbus Plus, and vice versa, but I got used to it pretty quickly. In terms of size, I feel like the Nimbus Plus could be a tiny bit bigger for my hand size, but unless you have abnormally large hands, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. It's well balanced, it's not heavy, but it has a substantial weight. It doesn't feel cheap and plasticky and light. The slightly textured surface of the plastic they use is actually, it feels pretty premium when you're holding it, even though it's an all plastic device. Now let's talk about the phone holder that comes in the box with the Nimbus Plus. It is spring-loaded and it has fold-out tabs. And on the back there's a slider, and when you push that out, it exposes the two metal prongs that you use to attach it to the back of the Nimbus Plus like that. And it actually stays in place pretty sturdy, and you can easily just put your phone in there, and it feels pretty balanced in the hand. When you're holding it, when you put it on a table, it is back heavy because the phone weighs more than the controller and it will tip backwards like that. But when you're holding the controller in your hand, it feels pretty sturdy and well balanced. So, upgraded clickable thumbsticks, upgraded Hall effect magnetic triggers, included phone holder, upgraded battery, enough for 50 hours of gameplay, dedicated navigation buttons, lightning charging port. For $70, I think that the Nimbus Plus is a no-brainer. If you want to play games on your Apple devices, on your Apple TV, iPad, or iPhone, I really think this is a great purchase that will massively improve the fun you have when playing games on those devices. Alright guys, that's it. If you found this video useful, please hit like below and share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. And remember to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss new videos with unboxings, reviews, and a lot more. Alright, fanboy out.